All right, what's going on? 7E and 7H. I'm making this video because I'm going to be away on grade 8 camp on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. And your draft, your first attempt, your practice for this assessment is due at the end of this week, week 4, right? So what I'm expecting you guys to have by the end of week 4 is an introduction, 2 body paragraphs. This is 1 body paragraph. So you're gonna have 1, 2 of these and a conclusion. So I thought I'd just give you, explain how to do this sheet in a very basic way. So you can at least have an attempt, and then when I get your drafts, I'll be able to get a better idea of how well you understand the task. So first thing I wanted to concentrate on was the conventions. Now we've talked about in class what a convention is. Convention means normal. Conventional means normal. So what is normal for a horror film? All right, I'll give you 10 seconds just to think of what is normal. What is a normal thing that you'd see in the plot for in the horror genre? All right, so you may have come up with some of the ideas that 7E came up with today. So conventions for horror might be darkness, suspense, blood, right? Suspenseful music, good and evil characters, the protagonist and the antagonist, jump scares, haunted settings, haunted house, haunted dark forest, something like that. Fear as a convention. Slaughter, murder, death. Missing, I'm not sure what Shauna wrote there. Mystery, right? Again, a lot of fear is in the mystery, not knowing what's going to come next. So these are called your conventions of the horror genre, right? Now, we've looked a lot at techniques, and so the techniques are what are going to show you how they're going to build these conventions. For that, they need techniques. So we're going to have a look at one scene here from Coraline. Just a couple of seconds. It's just loaded with techniques that you guys can use. So already we've got music building. So suspenseful music, which is a diegetic or non-diegetic? Non-diegetic sound, right? Diegetic sound would be the the sounds from in the scene, right? Knock on the door, sounds like that. As long as they come from in the scene, they're not edited in later. So, right, we've got music here. We've got lighting. Look at the low key lighting there. Lots of shadows. We've got colors, right? In this scene, we've got some darker colors. Red, which might symbolize blood or anger or revenge.
What are you doing? Ow, that hurts! You may come out when you've learned to be a loving daughter.
So look at the colors, right? We've got green there, which might be fear, anxiety, sickness, jealousy. I've got blue, which might represent fear, loneliness, sadness. Now, what about camera shots? So that first camera shot just there, you see it's growing up, right? So it's incrementally becoming exactly like this shot. Right, so we've got a low angle looking up at the character, at the antagonist, making her look big and powerful and scary and dominating, right? Conversely, the high angle, like this is going to make Coraline look small and weak and vulnerable and isolated. All right, we can look at makeup, the makeup she's using. The button eyes are suddenly black and scary, dark features. And what do we have here? When we want to show emotion, we zoom in. So we come in for a close-up. Well, this is a medium shot here. And then you see the evil close-up. And what type of lighting is that? Bottom lighting, right? Making it the character look deformed and scary. All right, camera angles. Now this camera angle isn't straight, is it? So it is a Dutch angle or a canted angle. Again, shadows, pale colors, making the place look haunted and old. All right, so we could go on all day about the different techniques. But what I want to make sure is that on this sheet, you've got your convention written in there. So you could have fear or mystery. All right, so you're writing fear in there in the convention. Now, what techniques does the director, or you could say composer, use to create that fear? Okay, so we just had a look at a whole bunch of different examples. All right, and I'll try and write one up here for you. So, for our seal paragraph, which is what this is, seal is made up of statement, example, analysis, link. Right, so you need to, if you're going to make a statement, if you're going to say something that you think is true, you need to back it up with examples. All right, so for our seal paragraph, we've got to start out with a statement, right? And I'm just going to take notes on this today rather than writing all that out. But your convention is going to be fear. And what creates that fear? It is the technique. Now, what film techniques are creating fear? There were a lot I just gave examples of. But let's go with camera angles. That's just one aspect you can look at as a technique. All right, so in that example that I just showed you, what camera angles are being used to create fear, to make the other mother look more scary? All right, well, we had the low angle, right, making her look bigger, towering over the camera, and therefore the audience and the protagonist, Coraline. What other shots? We had, if you want to show the fear, you need to get a close-up, right? You've got, this is a close-up. This is an extreme close-up, right? So the example there was a close-up, right? Showing the eyes, showing the fear. Now we also had one like this, right? On an angle. Okay, so that's called a canted angle, or like we've been talking in class, a Dutch angle. Should be Deutsch, but whatever, it's Dutch. And that obviously shows that something is not quite right. It's supposed to make us feel a bit uneasy, uncertain, and anticipating something going wrong. Okay, so there's some examples there, right? So you'd obviously put that into a sentence. So in the scene in which Coraline is thrown and imprisoned behind the mirror, the director uses a low angle to create fear in the audience by making the other mother, the evil antagonist, look powerful and more scary. Okay, so that's what you're going to write in for your analysis. Explain what these techniques are doing, right? And then, so the analysis is the how and the why, right? And your link will be a sentence at the end summing up what's been said here and, as the link always does, answering the question. So it would be talking about why are we using all this? What is the point of creating fear? Or what is the point of using these techniques to create fear? To keep your audience entertained, on the edge of their seats, in suspense, in anticipation of something more. That's what makes a good horror film, or even just a good suspense film in a suspense scene in a normal film. Okay, guys, so your task is to fill out at least 2 of these, right? This will be 2 paragraphs. In each paragraph, you're going to have 1 convention and at least 2 techniques. And if you can explain what those techniques do and make sure that you're answering the question about how fear and suspense is created in the film, you're going to nail this assessment. All right, can't wait to read your drafts on Friday, guys. So good luck.